Now today's video is going to be a little bit different to the usual. I'm going on a bit of a road trip. Now I'm between vehicles, so I've got the wife's car here, which hasn't been used for a while, so I'm just charging up the battery. And I've ripped out the back seats, I've ripped out the passenger seats. And I'm going to see how many tools I can fit in here. So, let's get to it. It'll all become clear why I'm doing this very shortly. That looks like a pretty good amount to test what I need to test. Hope I don't have to walk too far with this shit. There's also some other stuff in there because I'll be going on to another location after I've done my first filming location. Hope I don't have to walk too far when I get there because, yeah, she's a little bit damp. I don't fancy carrying all my tools a long way in the rain. So I've got some tools here. I'm going to test out some of Armorgard products in their showroom here. I'm interested in 3 different ranges. First up, the Tough Bank, and then the Oxbox, and behind those is the Trek drawers. They're the sort of things I think would be quite good for a lot of us. You can keep tools in your van, slide them out, you can keep them anywhere, locked away, protected from dust and thieves. As you fellas and fellasses know, I've got a ton of tools and I'm not quite sure how to store them all, so I'm hoping that one of these will be the perfect option for what I need, especially with my new shed. If at any point during the video you want more info, check out the link to Armorgard's website down in the description. First up, let's see if I can fit all this stuff in a Tough Bank. We'll start with the auger. No worries. The Beast, the 270mm, piece of cake. These are all going to fit in here, no problem at all. We are going to have room to burn. As you can see, this one will hold a fair bit of stuff. This is an 80 kg unit. And Jordan's going to tell me a few things about it, like how thick is the steel on this thing, mate?
So on this one it's 2 and 3mm construction steel.
And on the edge here you can see you've got tamper guards to stop people from prying open the lid. And what do you call this red thing here?
It's a slam stop.
So that prevents your lid from coming down. You have to lift that so that the wind doesn't bring this thing down on your head or anything. Although it feels like it wouldn't come down anyway. Feels pretty solid. How many locks has this thing got?
This has got 2 5-lever safe locks.
This one, as you can see, is on wheels, but it's also got the skids at the bottom there so that you can pick it up with a forklift. But at 80 kgs full of tools, it's going to be pretty hard for someone to drag it away if you haven't got those wheels on it, so that's good. The wheels also have locks. So you can also get the lifting eyes to go on the sides, that way you can pick it up with a crane. They are optional extras just like the casters. This is the smallest of the sight boxes. There are a couple of other Tough Banks that go down a bit smaller than this. They won't have the skids on them. They're designed to go in your van or your truck. And what's the largest one, Jordan?
The largest one is the TBC5, which sits about this high.
Really?
It's a bit
Holy moly. Oh yeah, front comes out.
Front comes up.
Cool. This one is about 4 foot by 2 foot high by 2 foot deep, a 4 by 2 by 2. So the largest one is 5 foot wide by 4 foot high and 2 foot deep. So that's a fairly hefty box. You can get a fair few tools in there and you won't have to bother taking them out of their boxes. All the boxes will fit in there, no problem at all. Just like your sustainers or any other toolboxes, you're not going to have a problem. You could fit a fair few of them in there. Nice and solid. So what was that, 3mm steel, was it?
3 and 2mm.
3 and 2mm. Pretty hefty. It's got
no padlock on this one.
big hammers on the side too. And yeah, that's going to be pretty hard to pry your way into, isn't it? Got a blowtorch. Next up, let's take a look at the Oxboxes. These are very similar to the Tough Bank, but they are sort of not quite the premium grade that the Tough Bank is. The Tough Bank is 2 to 3mm steel. This is only 1.5 and 2mm. There's other features that are just a bit more cost saving on it. Struts aren't quite as tough, and there's not quite as many sort of anti-jimmy get into sort of features to the box. but there's still some pretty hefty boxes. These are the truck one here on the bottom and the van one up here on the top. There's another smaller one that would probably fit inside there, so on top. Just like the Tough Bank, they do have ones with skids on them and, you know, much larger boxes. They don't have the side handles like the Tough Bank, so they're a sort of a cheaper option, but still made pretty darn tough. This van one on the top here, the Oxbox 1, is 30 kgs, whereas the Oxbox 2 down the bottom here for your truck is 40 kgs. Next up we have the Trek drawers. This is the largest one. On the bottom here, this is number 3. Above it, we have number 1, and there is also a number 2, which is a big, long, wide one, which you would put at the base of your van. Then you can stack smaller ones like this on top of it. It is the width of 2 of these, so just imagine that next to that again, and there you have it. They're just over 1 meter deep. This one's over 400 deep that way, and width-wise, you're looking at 400 as well. Those are the internal measurements. If you're familiar with a Sustainer box, they fit in there good and easy. You can fit 3 of them in there, no problem. As you can see, there's slots in the side. You can get a divider kit to put dividers in here if your tools aren't in a case. And if you don't like that noise you just heard of the steel, you can get rubber mats to go in the bottom. They are on rollers, of course, and they have a lock on either side. Jordan, can you get these things keyed alike?
Yes, we can key them alike. We provide separate locks afterwards. They're all 5 litre safe locks, so we just switch out the locks afterwards and they're all keyed alike.
Sweet. The Trek drawer number 1 that we have on the top here is 245 millimeters deep. Slides real nice. You can also get these optional brackets on the side here for when you want to stick 2 of them together so they don't fall over in your truck or van, or to also make it a bit heavier for anyone who's trying to whip the damn things. You can get optional mounting kits to attach them to the base of your vehicle or your building. You can also screw them down inside the actual unit itself for added security. That way no one can undo them and carry them away. So the bottom unit here is 58 kgs, the top one is 44, and they're made of 1.5 millimeter steel. If you're after something a bit bigger, what about a sort of portable shed? The former store is like a collapsible shed. You can stick it up and down as you please. They start at 1 meter deep, then 2 meters, 3 meters, 4 meters, and they're all 2 meters wide and 2 meters high. You can get an extra optional blocker bar to go across the front door for added security, and you can also get ramps and shelves. Because these are so quick and easy to assemble, only 10 minutes to put it up, 10 minutes to take it down, they're easy to just transport from one level of a construction site to another. As you move up through your construction, you can just take the shed with you. If you don't want to pull it apart, you can add lifting eyes to the top and just lift the whole damn thing up. And seeing as we're here, we might as well look at the Armorgard cutting station. This thing's an awesome bit of kit. There's soundproofing in the back. You hook up a dust extractor to the bottom on the red there and it'll suck up everything. It's all fire rated. You've got sockets in there to plug in your saws. You've got lighting in there. At the end of the day, when you finish using your dropper, you can always lock it away in the case underneath and it's good and secure. We've got support arms that come out the side, a good meter.
So you got your V channel, your flat or stopper, and then you got your roller.
Very cool. This is the basic unit, but you can also get one with all the ducting and everything in it and the extraction already in place. This one you can just hook up your vac to the back. As you can see, it comes with casters and it's also got the skids. You can take the casters off if you want and just bolt the bugger to the ground. Anyway, that's just a quick introduction to some of the many products that Armorgard do. I've shown you some of the storage boxes, the safety for your tools, and the cutting station. But there's a heap of other things, such as tough cages for hazardous materials, pipe racks, rubble trucks for pushing stuff around on site. There is work platforms and work units, tough benches, mobile cutting stations like you've seen. It's just, there's a heap of stuff, and maybe one day I'll get to look at some of this other stuff, but at the moment I need to decide which of these I want to use in my shed. Now this is the point in the video where I show you where I've put my Armorgard Trek drawers, except my shed isn't quite finished yet. It's got a little way to go. But when I do finally get around to buying them, I'll let you know what I got. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. She's a little damp today.